G'day headbangers and welcome to Doses Metalworks. Welcome back my fellow metalheads to another edition of Doses Metalworks. What a lovely week it's been. It's supposed to be getting spring here and it felt like goddamn winter halfway during the week. Shocking, seriously. Work was normal, blah, you know, all that kind of shit. Anyway, this week, my friends, we are dealing with the year 2011 this year. This week. I'm having a shocker this week. Fat crack of the week. So yeah, we'll start off with the honourable mention. Now, it's one of everyone's favourite band again, not Nickelback, with their album Here and Now. But had a bit of a listen to this. Yeah, it's not too bad. Definitely not one of the better albums, but anyway, we're dealing with When We Stand Together at number 1. Number 2, This Means War at number 2. And number 3, Kiss It Goodbye. I'm going to kiss that goodbye. Oh my god. Alright, so now the countdown. We have at number 10, the Evanescence self-titled album. You know, look, nothing would ever beat the album Fallen. And that's just something you have to deal with. But at number 1 we have probably one of my favourite Evanescence tracks actually, What You Want. Absolutely love it. Then The Other Side at number 2 and Never Go Back out at number 3. Number 9 we have A Dramatic Turn of Events by Dream Theater. Like most of the Dream Theater later albums, never a huge fan of them, but granted also need to sit down and have a good listen. But yeah, number 1 we have Build Me Up, Break Me Down. Number 2 we have Lost Not Forgotten. Number 3, This Is the Life. And moving on to number 8. Even though this is one of my favourite bands, this album was a bit of a disappointment. And that is 13 by Megadeth. So yeah, number 1 is Sudden Death. Number 2, Guns, Drugs, Money. Lovely name for a song there. And 3, Fast Love. Like I said, Megadeth, you know, I mean, obviously the last album, The Sick, the Dying, the Dead, was pretty decent, and Dystopia before that, but yeah, this one was a bit of a letdown. Alright, next one we have Steel by Battle Beast. Obviously, Enter the Metal World is the banger track on that one, without a shadow of a doubt. Then Iron Hand, definitely another good track there. And then Stay Black. Now, this was the first album for Battle Beast and the only album to feature Nita Vallo on vocals. So there was Battle Beast's first album, and then she left for some strange reason. I don't know why, never really looked into it. Then Nura came in and just started kicking ass and taking names from there. But still a pretty decent album, so yeah. Right, move along. We have number 6. We have American Capitalist by Five Finger Death Punch. So yeah, number 1 we have Under and Over It. Number 2 we have American Capitalist. And number 3 we have The Pride. And we're not talking about gay people here. Okay, moving along. We have at number 5 we have Imaginarium by Nightwish. Now I was a bit disappointed when this album first came out. But it's technically really a soundtrack album based on the Imaginarium movie. Rex and I have both seen Imaginarium. We both looked at each other after we watched it and said, what the hell was that? Definitely a weird freaking movie. If someone's smoking drugs and watching that, then yeah, see you later. But Dove actually has some okay tracks on the album. Look, Storytime is actually probably one of Nightwish's best, to be honest. I Want My Tears Back, number 2, and Scaretale, number 3. Now, if I remember correctly, this was the last album they had with Annette Olsen before they fired her or she left. I never know the full true story with this. It's very confusing. So, yeah, that was the last one of that. So, yeah. Alright, so number 4, we have Dystopia by Iced Earth. This is with the newish singer Stu Block. And yeah, the whole album's pretty decent actually. But the song that gets to me the most it almost tugs at the heartstrings a bit too, is Anguish of Youth. Basically, I looked up the lyrics about what it's about. It's about a girl who basically wants to do herself in, but then realises all the pain she would leave behind with all the loved ones, so she decides against it. So, well, that's pretty good. And then number 2, we have Days of Rage. And then number 3, the title track, Dystopia. So as I said, it's a pretty Iced Earth. You know, never can really do too wrong with Iced Earth. Maybe. So number 3, like I was saying to Rex earlier, I didn't actually think this album would rate so highly on my list, but when I listened to it during the week, listened to it fully all the way through, then had to go back to listen to certain tracks to make sure I could pick the right ones, and yeah, quite amazed that this made it so high. And this is The Fight of Our Lives by Straight Line Stitch. What a banger of an album. Seriously, listen to it front to back, back to front, sideways, upside down. Oh, album is an absolute cracker. And it's a rip snorter. Now, rip snorter is one step above banger, so that shows how good it is. So, we have Tear Down the Sky at number 1. Number 2, we have Conversion. And number 3, we have Laughing in the Rear View. And yeah, I like this album that much. It's almost one of those ones I'm tempted to buy on CD. So yeah, take that. Yes, and now the big 2 for me. We have The Unforgiving by Within Temptation. Now, I'm not sure where it stands on Rex's list, but with The Unforgiving, it's hard for me if it's at 2nd or 3rd position on my top 3 Within Temptation albums. But it's an absolute cracker. Number 1 is Sinead. Number 2, Shot of the Dark. And number 3, Faster. Now, when they initially released this, there was like a mini movie they did for it. And they put video clips in it as part of the movie. Or mini movie, whatever you want to call it. And it was really, really good. So, yeah, very interesting to say the least. And so that was number 2. And number 1, we have The Biggin. We have Amaranth's first self-titled album. And yes, again, it goes up there with, you know, Banger and Rip Snorter and Corker. So, yeah, I'll go through the tracks. Look, the whole album is an absolute cracker. A banger, Rip Snorter, whatever. So Leave Everything Behind. And number 1, number 2 we have Automatic, and number 3 we have Amaranthine. Now the story with this album, how I found it, and this is actually this actual CD here. This was years ago. Rex and I are out promoting a wrestling show. We walked into Revolution CD at one of our local shopping centres, and while Rex is chatting to the store manager saying, can we put these posters up, I was looking through the second-hand CDs, saw this cover, and I went, oh, saw Elise Ride, the female vocalist of the band, in the middle there. I went, no, this looks right, female lead singer, definitely. Because that was when I was getting into all that European metal of the female lead singers. And I went, okay, have a look. And anyway, we finished up, took it back to Rex's ute, went back to his place, and but you know, within 2 minutes of both of us listening to this freaking first song, Leave Everything Behind, we're looking at each other going, holy shit, this stuff's freaking awesome. So yeah, we listened to the whole, we took it into Rex's place and listened to the whole album and freaking loved it. And that was my journey into Amaranth. And still love them to this day. Even got Amaranth tattoo just after listening to one album. That's how much I love these guys. Still love them. Yeah, the last album was a bit of a letdown, but you know, didn't get to see them when they came to Australia because they didn't come to Canberra, so whatever. But yeah, and yeah, having a look back, got all their albums on CD, and yeah, huge fan, love them. They've done a few changes. They've always had the same guitarist, same female vocals. They've changed the harsh vocalist a number of times, and the male clean males once, I think. So yeah, whatever you do, whatever. I've always thought Elise Ride would be good doing a solo album, see what she'd like out of that Amaranth, but whether she does or not, I don't know. But yeah, like I said, Amaranth, fantastic band, self-titled album was great. Not my favourite album, that would probably be Manifest, but yeah, definitely get into it. And yeah, Now, I'll do a bit of sad news first during the week. One of the greatest actresses of the past 30, 40 years, I'd say, Dame Maggie Smith, passed away during the week. Rest in peace, Maggie. Now, I've probably seen her in the odd bit now and then, but most of you wouldn't remember her as Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter movies. Some of you might not even watch the Harry Potter movies, but I like them, so yeah. But she passed away during the week, so rest in peace, Maggie Smith. Now, as you may remember, in last week's video, I mentioned something that was awesome that was happening during the week. What happened? So, let me just get ready. Take me a quick second to get ready. I'll be back in a jiffy to tell you what it was. Now, there we go. That was a quick change. Now, as you can see, I have this Batman set up here. Yes, I've been wearing my Batman shirt. Yes, I'm a geek. So, you may or may not have heard that this week, Batman, that's right, the legendary and the best DC superhero, has been honoured with his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's the first, so being the only, superhero ever to have his own star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Now, Batman is my favourite DC superhero. And then probably Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, you know, the Power Girl, you know, list goes on. And as for Marvel, that's another story. Love Marvel more than DC in certain aspects, but there you go. So, yeah, well done, Batman, for getting this thing done. And, yeah, go Batman. Congratulations, get Hollywood Walk of Fame. Kick ass. And, yeah. So, yeah, anyway, my friends, that is this week's edition of Dozel's Metalworks. Pure West. And until next time, mosh on.